turning again to America's crime surge. At least 5 people, including an off-duty police officer, are dead following a shooting rampage along a walking trail in Raleigh, North Carolina. Authorities say the suspect is a young white male. The Raleigh Police Department says he was taken into custody late last night after nearly 5 hours after the attack.
And North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper responding to the deadly shooting with this message.
Tonight, terror has reached our doorstep. The nightmare of every community has come to Raleigh. This is a senseless, horrific, and infuriating act of violence that has been committed.
And joining us now to discuss is former NYPD Commissioner Bernie Kerik. Bernie, always great to have you with us and get your insight here. Crime seems to be getting worse, and that is something that I find myself saying every single day. Why is it happening? I mean, we hear about the defunding the police and all of those things, but what's really going on?
Well, you know, I've been talking about this for 6 months, and I think the debate in Michigan highlighted this. Defunding the police does not work. And when you have governors and mayors and city council members that are calling for defunding, that are not supporting their cops, that are not hiring cops, you're going to see these numbers go up, and the bad guys know it. The bad guys in the streets, they're emboldened because they have prosecutors that's not prosecuting. They get locked up in New York City. They're back on the streets within 24 hours. They get locked up again. We had one guy locked up 8 times, let out every 24 hours for 8 different times. That's insane. That kind of stuff is insane.
Commissioner, the National Fraternal Order of Police tweeted out, since Monday, at least 12 police officers have been shot. The spewing of anti-police rhetoric by some political and media figures, as well as the failed policies of rogue prosecutors and judges, are placing our officers in greater danger. This culture of lawlessness must stop. You know, Commissioner, you said you've been talking about this for 6 months, but didn't this coordinated war on cops really start back with Michael Brown in Ferguson, and the left starting to really invest in this narrative, this anti-police narrative that has now we see the results of that?
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.
It was the Michael Brown and George Floyd incidents that created this real anti-police rhetoric where it started, where you had George Soros and people like him funding these defunding movements around the country. The one thing I will say, we've had 12 cops, as the FOP said, shot. You've had, in the last 4 days, you've had cops killed in North Carolina, Las Vegas, Bristol, Connecticut. You know, the number, I think there's 5 in the last 4 or 5 days. This is crazy. And it's crazy because, you know, you could say prosecutors, you could say mayors, you could say city council. They're all responsible. But the primary people responsible are the governors, because the governors are responsible for the states. And when the governors enforce these, you know, these bail reform laws that's being put into place, and they don't remove the prosecutors and they don't hammer the mayors for doing their job, well, this stuff is going to continue. So it's a trickle-down effect from the governor, the mayor, the city council, and most importantly, the prosecutors. They're the people that's supposed to be prosecuting and locking these guys up and throwing away the key, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Commissioner, before we let you go, do you think that there is something of a desensitization to violence happening for criminals? It happens more and more. It seems that they can get away with it. It seems like there are no consequences. And if so, how can we make that stop?
Well, you make it stop by doing what Rudy Giuliani did back from 1994 to 2002, when violent crime was reduced by 65%, and we reduced the murder rate by 70%, and that was by holding people accountable, locking people up, prosecuting to the fullest extent of the law, and making sure they went to prison. That's not happening today, and until it does, this stuff is going to continue to happen.
All right, we're going to have to leave that there. Former NYPD Commissioner Bernie Kerik, thanks so much for your insights. Appreciate it.
Thank you.